What's up, y'all? Awesome, nobody here, and holy smokes, the internet is on fire. Drink Champs just dropped the Yay interview. Big, big, big news. My timeline is doing nothing but being flooded with quotes and clips. And last night it premiered at 10 p.m. I went on there. We found the Revolt channel because it's hard to find, and we tuned in live, but the Revolt interview was only 1 hour, and then they had like a message at the end that said, the full 2+ hour interview will be on YouTube. And I mean, I was very impressed with Revolt just on the commercials and the other clips. I didn't know so many other people had a show. I mean, Killer Mike's got a show, Fat Joe's got a show, N.O.R.E's got the show. I mean, just really dope content on there. Look really good, very crisp, 4K quality. And then, I thought it was today that the full episode was going to come out, but it was actually last night. So I actually tuned in last night and watched half of it. Now, I wanted to key in on some facts. I mean, just give my take. And so this is just going to be my general overall review of the first half, and then I'm going to get into some of the clips and the breakdowns or whatever for the part that wasn't on Revolt. So listen, the first thing I want to say is I'm a big fan of Ye. Right? I did a song called "What If There Was No Kanye," and I basically just said that to sum it all up, he was at the forefront of a lot of things. I mean, for one, fashion. For two, production. I mean, he really set the standard for 5 beats a day for 3 summers. I mean, that was a standard. I mean, and then even with the college dropout, I mean, he kind of was the first one that we now know as earn your leisure. I mean, at the time, information was funneled for real, for real. And so Kanye was saying he dropped out of college to pursue his career, and people was like, he's crazy back then, but what he really was doing now then was what we know now as earning your leisure. He had the mentality that he was going to work his way to the top, but without a degree, because the degree was what we know now as a piece of paper that enabled the old white guys to continue in their positions, right? Because I went to college, I got 2 degrees, and I'm not bragging, but when I'm reflecting, because when I entered the workforce as a new employee and looking to move up, I couldn't because there was older people in the position. Now that might have just been specific for the industry or the role I was in, but I know I had a conversation with a guy before, and he was saying how he couldn't retire because his wife wanted a new bathroom or kitchen, and the cost was like $20,000. And at the time, I'm thinking they're like, your wife wants a new kitchen, so you can't retire. And I was like, 20,000. I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to start a family. I'm trying to pay my school loans. I'm trying to buy a new car. My car brakes was dying at the time. But here you are selfishly getting a new kitchen. Not selfishly, but here you are preventing my lateral movement because of some sort of unknown ambition. And now I'm not complaining at all because I understand that's life. I mean, I'm sure there's been situations where people was trying to move into positions that I was in, and it's kind of a domino effect. But at the same time, it just makes you put things in perspective. Like, what are we really playing here? What's the real game here? And if I had just skipped the college and went into the workforce, because there's always people who didn't go to college at all these jobs, right? That they work their way up and get promotions. And once I actually got into the corporate world, I started seeing that, wow, there's people here that didn't go to college that are on the same level. Now, the only difference between me and them was the intimidation factor. They like, oh, he went to college. Oh, he went to college. You know what I'm saying? But like compared to there was I think I want to believe that there was way more people that didn't go to college, way more white people who didn't go to college that were in high positions than people who went to college. And then also, truth be told, I was the only black guy around there. So, you know what I'm saying? That's a perspective. But Kanye, I want to get back on topic. Kanye really, really, really was giving people a lot of insight into what could be done, even production wise. He made a couple comments about Just Blaze. He made a couple comments about the algorithm. He made a couple comments about, his other label mates, or I'll even go as far as to say employees, because I really want y'all to be in perspective about why he made that comment about Big Sean. And you know what? I'll just jump into that real quick. I mean, he signed Big Sean, so in essence, Big Sean works for him, right? So let's say you get a job. I'll just put it basically like a gas station. We all see gas stations, right? I mean, in Jersey, I'm from Jersey, so Jersey's the only place where they pump your gas for you. So if I own a gas station and my employees out there doing something that doesn't align with my station, guess what's gonna happen? He's not gonna work there no more. And so what he was in essence saying was that he, through his, he was bugging. He has reasons, and he also has his freedom, so he can make those claims whereas normal people can't. But anyway, he was saying that Big Sean wasn't following the brand of the business or even supporting him where Big Sean owed him. And that's a fact. Don't act like y'all don't run around here in these streets and be like, yo, that dude owes me either his money or favors or respect. I mean, so let's put these things in the right perspective. That let's just not prejudge, you know what I'm saying, what's going on. Let's put it into perspective, like for real. So he also smoked on there. I mean, he smoked some weed, and we've seen this happen on Joe Rogan. Elon Musk was smoking on there. Now, Elon Musk's stock dropped when he smoked the weed. Um, Now Kanye doesn't have necessarily the same type of brand, but he does have sponsors and things like that. So we could see blowback from that. I mean, the Gap, Adidas, what else I want to say? Just anything else he's got that we might not know. Some of those bigger fashion houses, I want to say, could back away from him, but I doubt it because like he said, the news came out from Forbes that he's a billionaire, richest black man in America or that has ever lived, or something like that. And I feel like him smoking the weed and showing that image is something more than we'll really understand, because we're in the time of legislation. Jay-Z has a cannabis company. I mean, just tons of other artists. Method Man came out with his own weed. You know what I'm saying? Just tons of other artists really getting into that space, and now he's kind of giving that a cosign, like it's cool. And the reason why I say that is because we don't really understand the amount of influence that these guys have now. I mean, I remember, my era, I would say, would probably be from 1993 to to now. And I remember one song, or Jay-Z, and don't quote, I won't quote him, but I remember Jay-Z may having a line about weed and smoking again. I remember going out to the community, I mean the schools, the blocks, you know what I'm saying, in Jersey, my part of Jersey, and everybody being like, yo, JC said he's smoking weed, and so we be back to smoking weed. Like, that's the type of butterfly effect that these guys' words have, and so I give him props, because honestly, he gave a good perspective. Like, these areas have marginalized our communities and destroyed them, but now we can use it to rebuild. I mean, like, there's ancillary cannabis businesses, there's medicinal cannabis businesses, there's recreational cannabis businesses. And so what's the problem? Let's get into it. Like, there's nothing wrong or shameful, because for one, it's been decriminalized. So if you know somebody who's talking about having the cannabis business, it's no different than talking about having the cabbage business, right? It is a natural product that grows out the dirt. Let's be clear what these things are. It's just the fact that it boils down to the taxes, who's getting paid from it. The real problem with cannabis was that people were making money off the books that couldn't be taxed, right? And it was to hold, a whole generation of people down, and also the Iran Contra. So do your Googles on the Iran Contra, and you'll see that some of the biggest drug dealers that we know was really being supplied by the CIA. And now look, I'll chill out on that because that's a topic for a whole nother day. But these things are all connected, and that's what Kanye was getting at. And so, but definitely great interview. He spoke the truth, and he even said on there, like, yo, I might get taken out after this interview. I might get taken out after this interview. And if he and he had a saying before where he thought that when he, I believe, went to the hospital or had some type of procedure done, he didn't want Kim. He said he didn't want Kim to leave him because he 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 felt like if he was alone, somebody could get to him. I mean, we've seen this in movies, we've seen this in pretty much every aspect of celebrity lifestyle. That there's attempts on their lives, from stalkers to also plots and assassinations. I mean, it's a real thing, and I believe somebody on his level, with the influence that he has, it isn't really false. You know what I'm saying? But it could be a reality that he understands that we don't. And so I just look at it that different levels of understanding, because if you went where Kanye went and you seen what Kanye seen, you might not be the same either. You might not be the person sitting on a couch, you know, being extra judgmental on the things he says, if you've seen that too. I mean, and think about it. We've all seen things that people don't really talk about, but it is out there in our faces every day. From so let's be honest about that. But great interview. I think Noriega has, and what on Drink Champs, have established themselves in the space of podcasting. Not that they weren't always established, but there's work that comes around that validates you. He was a validated artist, and yeah, at one point Noriega was the biggest artist in the world. Y'all probably wasn't around, but I want to say maybe 95, 96, 97. He was really, really like the biggest artist. And with the album N.O.R.E., and really, really, you know gave the world a sound. And really, I'm sure that Quiet is Kept, he built a lot of labels. I mean, Def Jam, I'm sure his contribution helped them continue. And then even Violator, I believe he was doing a lot with Violator and Chris Lighty, and even that helped him push those brands forward, and made him a big part of history, hip hop history. And I'm very glad that he's continuing with the journalism, reporting, and the podcast. Drink Champs with this is on a roll. They can follow up with Big Sean. They can follow up with y'all boy Drake. They can follow up with you know who else? Anybody else from Good Music? I'm not sure if Pusha T been on there. I gotta check, but they can follow Pusha T. They can even follow up with Just Blaze. I want to talk about that too. Just Blaze got some heat, got some flames coming from Ye. But I'm not sure if I ever seen a picture of Ye and Just Blaze together. I know they worked with each other at one point in time, but like, let's be honest, right? We all work with people that we don't like, right? We all had a job to do with people that we couldn't stand. And it could have been one of those relationships. I mean, they're based essentially same company, different rooms, different offices, doing their own thing. Kanye said he did the front half. He said Just Blaze did the back half. But on an honest conversation, that could have been the instructions from the boss. Dame could have told him to do that, right? Jay could have told him to do that. So let's not fully put the blame on Just Blaze and say he's a flat out copycat, because we don't know the situation around the information. Meaning, what was Just Blaze being told and what was Kanye being told? They might have been told two different things, or the same thing, or it could have been like how Kanye said. But it's honestly, everybody has their own perspective on these things. Kanye feels like Just Blaze copied him. Please allow Just Blaze. I'm sure I'm gonna be checking Just Blaze Twitter to not Twitter, but yeah, I'll check his Twitter and Instagram, because he 100% might, what I'm saying, jab back. If Jeff Blaze has been very vocal recently. I mean, he was very instrumental in his podcast game, but he never really tries to capitalize on that stuff. And I just think that is because who he is. You know what I'm saying? Because, so put it like this, for those that know, Just Blaze rocks heavy with Loudspeakers Network, and he also rocked big with Combat Jack. One of my people I looked up to on his podcast game, also mentor. I consider to be my mentor, and he was on that radio show when it was some of the first podcasts going on. And then when Combat transitioned to the Complex show, he was the DJ on that. And then, popping back in and out. But he liked what he liked, and he did what he did. And then going, even, being a part of Rockefeller, doing the work there, and even being part of the Verses. For those who don't know, the very first verse was on IG Live, and it was Swiss Beats verse Just Blaze. And just, I watched it a whole bunch of times. I can honestly say, and I'm sure just, even though Just did his thing, he did not win that. And then Swiss went on to partner with Timberland, and then from there they built the verse platform that we know now, the $1 million verse platform. Now, if you look at all these situations, Just Blaze was always involved, but never really tried to capitalize. I think it's just, him. And I made this on Twitter. I made this statement on Instagram, on Bink, the Humble Monsters page. So Bink is also a producer. He's definitely top 5 producer when it comes to the 90s. I'll say the mid 90s to the early 2000s. He put in a lot of work. He did a lot of great stuff with Rick Ross. He did a lot of great stuff with Hove. He did a lot of great stuff with, just a lot of different artists. And, kind of on that same level as Blaze, not really out for the recognition, just in it for the cause, not because. And but he did make a statement, like, about that particular part of what Kanye said about Just Blaze. He was like, I'm happy he said this, it's like, because he did work on that Blueprint album that Kanye was talking about. And so he was like, me and Ye developed that whole thing. Just did his job. And that might be true, but what else do you expect from Just Blaze? I think Just Blaze always knew that from his ambition, he was always a 7th place participant. You know what I'm saying? So think of a race, right? You got your first place, second, third, right? Who medal. They never really talk about 4 through 8 or 4 through 9. They do talk about who came in last, 10th place. So if everybody would say top 5, top 10, Just Blaze is a smooth 7, right? And that's just maybe my opinion. You could have him higher or lower. I think very highly of Just Blaze, but I think that he's very talented. I think that he's very, very, creative. He just doesn't have a stat type of work ethic. You know what I'm saying? Where he wants to be the greatest, and it could just be one of those things, but he's still a good dude. And he does the work, but he just doesn't need to do more work than he needs to do. I think that's just some people mentality shit. I'm kind of like that too. You need me to do something, fine, I'll do. I'm not gonna sit here and go above and beyond and argue and go back and forth and fight for this, fight for that. Like, nah, I'm not gonna destroy myself just to get whatever else that I don't necessarily need if I'm good. We don't know the support that he had behind the scenes, or we don't even know what he had going on at the time behind the scenes. We've all missed opportunities or been a part of something and then passed it on and it been bigger. Like, it's just a part of life. So Just Blaze just might be that type of person. But Kanye took a smooth shot and was like, he a copycat, and he just copied what I did. Once again, we don't know the info that he got, but I rock with Just Blaze. He did amazing things on the Memphis Bleak album. A lot of the beats he did for Hove. I mean, but that's a topic for a different day, just the whole Kanye Just Blaze. But there is a verse. I mean, I feel like Just does deserve to be back on verse. And who knows? They said, have Kanye verse Drake. I don't think Drake needs to do a verse yet. He's still on his ascension up. I mean, let's get Kanye and Just Blaze on 3 albums. You know what I'm saying? Just throw them back and forth and see how it goes. And I think that would be a solid verse. Put your money where your mouth is. You called him out. You got some animosity. Let's see who really copy who. Because he get busy on MPC too. He get busy on the beats. Let's see what else did he heard. I talked about Big Sean, and I kind of said that a little bit, but his comment on Big Sean was more so coming from the place where he necessarily feel like I said, Big Sean set him up. I mean, he made some comments also too about I shouldn't even talk about it, about John Legend, right? I mean, John Legend, is a huge artist in the world. I mean, multiple, Grammy Award winner. I think he has what they call he three-peated, right? He has everything, right? He has he has an ego. That's what he is. He has ego, right? He has the what's the thing called? He has he has the Tony, he has the Oscar and the Academy Award or something like that, right? And I mean, just big, big, thing going on there with him. And and I think that but what he was talking about with John Legend was just that, like, hey, John Legend and Big Sean kind of let him down, and as a person, he was kind of biased in that. He might have been harsh. I mean, it might have been a harsh comment, but he did find John Legend apparently singing in coffee shops in D.C. I'll leave that right there. He found that man, not like John Legend was buzzing. John Legend apparently had no intention of becoming a celebrity. He apparently was in it for the craft. He was playing at coffee shops or open mics. He came there. Kanye came there, signed him, and put him on with a Kanye beat. Right, put him on with the "Used to Love Her" joint, and John Legend has since never made a song like "Used to Love Her." But Kanye put him on the time he was hot, gave him the beat, co-sign, and propel him to stardom. And so now he was asking for give back, but see, Kanye left out one part about John Legend and Big Sean. You have to call in your favors. So meaning, like, you can't expect someone to automatically support your cause because they might feel differently. Everybody was honestly opposite of what Kanye was doing, even me, right? I'm opposite of what Ye's doing. I'm not really feeling what Ye's saying. And so I wasn't really drawn to his cause. But if Kanye called me and was like, look, this was going on. This is what I need you to do. I did this for you. I need you to do that for me. You might have to do it. And he said, since he didn't do that, I can't say that he made a fair statement. I just can't do it. I can't say that he made a fair statement with that. What else? I want to actually scroll through, what I'm saying, some topics here on on my Instagram and just kind of discuss them a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all follow my Instagram. I put it over here, right? So y'all see it. It says Instagram at Awesome Nobody. Yeah, check that out. That's my Instagram page. And I just want to sort of go through some of these real quick. So right here, Big Sean, Just Blaze, and Talib Kweli respond to Kanye West Drink Champ. So let's see what these boys say. Come up. Oh, wait, I gotta click over here. All right, so look, the first thing says, "Yo," so Big Sean said, "I was just with this man. He ain't say none of that." And this was after the interview. After the interview, he said, "I'm dying laughing." So then Sean Don said, "The Dems, no, they didn't." Meaning the Democrats. He said, "No, they didn't. I don't. No, I didn't. I didn't get used by anybody or endorse anyone publicly at all because I'm not political." That's what's hilarious. None of it's true. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. I'm rolling. I can't wait to go on Drink Champs now. Okay, so that's him. So let's see. Just Blaze. Okay. I certainly didn't have tonight on my 2020 bingo card, but I mean, hey, look, we also gotta get into this, right? This stuff is what they call infamy, right? This is what they call infamous, right? I mean, any publicity is good publicity. The fact that Just Blaze name came up got him buzzing. That's why he's saying I didn't have tonight on my 2020 bingo card because he is buzzing right now. I'm sure his phone is ringing off the hook. I'm sure people is googling his name. I'm sure whatever brands he got, businesses he got, he need to have a merch line right now. He should come out with uh a shirt, brand logo or something, just like Future did with that Jada Pinkett. I'd rather chill with Jada. Future sold that. He made a quick 100,000. Just Blaze had a website where he's like, "Yo, I'm a copycat or I copy Ye or something like that," because this is big. So let's see what it says. It says, "Well, that was unfortunate. I'm only addressing this publicly because it was stated publicly. I'm not here for the mudslinging. I'm just a bit confused and disappointed. None of that." None of what was said tonight regarding me fits with any of our history or previous interactions, particularly in the light of any recent attempts to work together again. Through recent years, he has reached out to collaborate on various projects, including a much rumored collaborative project that he was looking for me to handle a good amount of because he does good work. He's a look, Just Blaze might not be a leader, right? He just might. I mean, not everybody is, Obama. You know what I'm saying? He might just be, you know what I'm saying? It's what they call a servant leader. He might be able to lead through his actions and what he does, but he not might not be able to stand in front of a group of 1,000 people and tell them let's go. He might just be like, yo, one of the crowd, but be a solid supporter. So there's nothing wrong with that. And so I can see why Kanye's like, yo, I need to get with Just Blaze because he does good work. See, everybody want to get with who they think is in charge, but them dudes not in charge. They following somebody else. Okay, so it says it unfortunately never saw the light of day due to reasons unrelated to me. Most recently, a couple months back, I woke up to a literal red alert from his people that he was looking for me for his last album in the 11th hour. We tried to pull something off, but it was way too last minute. Regarding that one comment, respectfully, I'm happy for him and the fact that he has succeeded in the way he wanted to. That's right. It's important to win the way you want to win, because at the end of the day, then you can only say you can't blame nobody but yourself, and you did it your way. But not everyone wants to be where he is. Everyone's definition of personal success is a bit different. I'm quite happy where I am creatively. That's what I was saying. Like, Just might be good. He does own a restaurant in Jersey City. He does have I mean, he has a Lambo. He's got a house. He got a son. He just with his kids. Like, what else do you want? Everybody doesn't have to be Obama. We are part of a history together. And I wish him well. Continue to assess media. Please not clickbait this piece, y'all. All right, Talib. He just asked me clear sample. I was gonna do it for free. Now I'm not sure. Yo, out of your feelings, nigga. Come. Comment is 1,000 times better. Whoa, who's off dot? Oh, off dot at Talib Kweli. Get out your feelings, nigga. Comment is 1,000 times better. Off dot. Who's off dot? Why would I be in my feelings about someone liking Comment better? Comment is an amazing MC and my good friend. Seems to me you're the one in your feelings, making comments about things that have nothing to do with you. Stop projecting. I gotta look up who off dot is. I can't really see the picture like that. But I mean that was a big so that's a big comment right there. You know what I'm saying? In regards to that's a big comment in regards to these guys. You know what I'm saying? And just what they think. Let's look at the comments too. This is something a lot of people don't do. Let's see what they say here in the comments as far as all this stuff. Let's see. I could just imagine Drake DMing all three of them. Where you heard what this man said about you, man. I would never, man. I'm a you on the best in your field alive. Just Blaze is real one to respond to this. That's the fact. Free man thinking. Yeah, I mean that's true. Like, let's really talk about it. The fact that Kanye said all this lets y'all know that he's independent. He has no problem stating what he wants, right or wrong. I mean, that's his prerogative. I mean, similar people, Cardi B like that. I mean, who else is like that? Like, kind of just saying whatever they want. I mean, there's a couple people like that. Um, Stop playing with Talib, man. He's literally one half a black star. That's a fact. Legendary. It's a drink champs with a man who likes to conversate a lot. Why does everyone take everything so personal into the heart these days? Yeah, that is a fact. He might have been. They were taking shots. I do want to say that at some point of the interview, you know, I did kind of feel like Ye was getting a little saucy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did feel like Ye was getting just a tad bit saucy. I'm like, yo, Ye is because he at one point he wanted to take a shot. He was like, oh, when they was doing the back and forth, and the part on the show is if you choose both, you gotta take a shot. You either have to choose either or. And he was like, oh, I chose. He said a name, but then he said both, and he was like, oh, I'll take a shot. And it was like, no, 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 no. He was getting saucy. He was taking small shots. I was looking at the glass. See, this things y'all don't pay attention to. His shot started like this. Watch it again. His shot started like this. The next one was like this. Next one, next one, next one. So that let me know that there's somebody watching him and watching his intake, because I'm sure for one, he's on meds, right? We all know the warnings for alcohol say don't, the warnings for alcohol say don't mix with liquor. He was on meds. I don't know what that man's current status is. He smoked some weed. Come on now. He was in his full bag. He smoked some. He took a toke. I don't want to say he smoked, because smoking a whole blunt is different. He took a toke, and then he was having shots. So yeah, he was saying stuff that was wild. He was saying hell stuff that was wild. And that's what it said here. It said Kanye was drunk, and I like that one. And then I'll go back to the look with that one. And so I mean that was big. That was big right there. I'm gonna try to see if I can find another one. You know what I'm saying? That was going on. Uh, let's see. I'm gonna try to find another one that was going on about Ye. I mean, I might as well just leave it up now. I mean, we've seen a lot of it. All right, here we go. Here go another one. It said Kanye said he added Travis Scott, Hove, Kim, and Drake in one group chat, and he said he got more money than any of them. Yeah, that was a real comment. But was he lying? Okay, he said it. He said it. Two tears in a bucket. Fuck it. He said it. Trying to find some more Kanye. Oh, you know, I'll just do Drink Champs. I'll search Drink Champs. I should hashtag it. So anyway, if you look at the YouTube video, yo, Drink Champs got 1.4 million views in 14 hours. I mean, them boys put in work. They put in work and got that. I mean, great. I mean, but this is the thing about the podcast is that, you know, if these celebrity podcasts are much different than amateur podcasts. I mean, I fell into the amateur podcast. I want to just state while I'm on there, go follow my Instagram, follow my podcast, the Awesome Nobody podcast on all DSPs, and then check it out. I do music interviews. I'm trying to do more commentary on some of this stuff. So here's another one. Kanye says he would beat anybody in a versus battle, right? Kanye says he would beat anybody. I mean, that's rapper talk. You know what I'm saying? Every rapper should 100% say that they the best at what they do because it's a competitive sport. Like people were saying, rap is a competitive sport. Now you can be friendly. I mean, there's friendly competition, but individually you got to bring what you bring. We got some comments here. The Torre show, who's Torre is the media journalist who used to be on MTV. He said he would not be Jay-Z, so not anyone. I mean, that's up for debate. I mean, I honestly thought that some of Kanye's verses on Watch the Throne was a little bit more edgier than Hove's. And that's really what it boils down to because Kanye kind of put it in that perspective. He said, this is professional rap. Professional rap. So they're already at that level. They're already in the league. They're already at the best of what they do. So and then he's the best and Hov is the best, right? So how can two people who are the best go back and forth? But if you look at it like NASCAR, right? Different people win different races on different days, even though they all in the same league and all in the same race. So I'll put it like this: if there was 12 tracks on Watch the Throne, Kanye might have gotten a 8-4 lead on that, or a 7-6 or something like that, or it might have even been 6-6 on there. You know what I'm saying? But it might have been 5-7. I mean, it's up for interpretation. But I'm just giving you what I personally thought about the Watch the Throne verses. I may have to, and it was a while ago. I may have to go back and listen to it again, but that's just what I thought. All right, let's see. Let me see what else we got. He talked about Drake's address being leaked. Don't care about that. Uh, oh, this was a big one. I didn't get to this part yet. I'm gonna do a couple more breakdowns later. But Kanye West says Beanie Siegel made up the name, and he's been trying to give him money for it. Oh, I mean that's big. That's big. I mean, we know the relationship that Kanye has had with Siegel, right? I mean, he stated that multiple times. He stated that multiple times the relationship that these guys had, and pretty much saying that there was a time when they were in a restaurant in New York, after hours diner or something like that, and some dudes was plotting on his chain. He didn't want to leave and go outside. Call Siegel. Siegel came in with the at that time he was, Mac, Beanie Mac. He came through with the Mac, and they had a pretty much like a face off, and dudes back down. But I mean, there's been countless times where people really had to step up for Ye. Siegel, I mean, another time with Cousin Bang. If you're familiar with Cameron in the first of the month series, Cousin Bang came through. Harold's Chicken, there's videos of that. I mean, just numerous events about and talks about that. But I mean, I mean, Yeezy, how much would you give him for the name? How much would he give him? I mean, Siegel getting out there, Siegel putting in work. I would rather him do a song with him. Let's go, put him on the next album. All right. What else we got here? Yay smoking, more yay smoking. Oh man, look at this. Look at this. All right, so Big Sean says Ye owes him 6 million. Now, first thing I want to say here is I found something out about music in general that I necessarily didn't know. And what I'm saying that what I didn't know was that let me just make this message real quick that the when you own your own label, apparently it's a cycle where the money has to come from and go to. And apparently, like, I don't know, the money has to go to the label, then go to Ye or whatever, and then go to whoever he owes for whatever reason. And usually got people to handle that, but for whatever reason things get held up. Apparently, and apparently the artists get paid at the last minute. But I've always heard stories about artists not getting paid from, when um for whatever work they did from the labels, or getting these royalty checks very, very late. And I'm pretty sure this is no different. I'm pretty sure that, but I don't want to speak on their behalf. But I know that Kanye, is the first time we heard about it. So let's see what unfolds. I mean, it could be whatever. It could be a misunderstanding. What does it say? It says, not sure how you're gonna slander someone you still owe 6 million to. What else we got here? Uh, oh yeah, this is a big one. It's a big one. Future, the boy Future, the boy Future. I mean, how do y'all feel about Future? This is an honest question because I at first, I'm from Jersey. Like I said, I listen to a lot of what I consider to be hip hop music. Not necessarily old school. I know now that '90s rap is well over 20 years ago, and it is considered old school music. But at the same time, I didn't really understand what Future was doing, and compared to how the people were reacted to it. I heard his songs. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Not really what I'm into. But then I just see like the masses really moving behind him. For example, I was in Brooklyn and I was going past the Barclays Center, and whatever day this was, there was the most people in the world I've ever seen at the Barclays Center. Now, I went to I was over there, because I lived in New York, I lived in Brooklyn, and I was over there when, what's the artist that's really big came to the Barclays Center. The weekend had a concert and it was packed, right? I've been to basketball games that were packed. There was like some, election stuff. There was some versus stuff, and sometimes you can drive down the street. There might be a lot of people crossing, but whatever day this was, it was so many people outside the Barclays Center that you couldn't even drive on the street. And if you understand what I'm saying, the Barclays Center, it makes a fork, right? So the road is a fork. And so the Barclays Center, so you can either drive that way or come down that way, I believe. And so it's like the fork, and so, but on both sides, you couldn't even get into the street. It was so many people. And then somebody I saw that was Future, and I was like, wow, they really put on for this man. And somebody told me a long time ago, they was like, yo, he has the future, literally has the future. And I was like, how? He only got one song at the time. All I knew was Tony Montana, that Tony Montana song, but he had, he came up with that purple sprite or DS, was it DS2? Dirty Sprite 2 or something like that. And after that, Gonzo, man, just out of there, man. Like big, 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 big. And I believe that when he's talking about most influential, I mean, to an extent, he got a lot of sons. I mean, we all know 21 Savage is the biggest he is today because he did a song with Future. Future did it for no money, put him on. Lil Baby, to me, Lil Baby is Future. And all them other rappers that run around there dressing in high fashion, kind of having tons of baby mamas and saying they thugs, but really looking like divas, is all from Future. I mean, look, if you have a picture of Young Thug and Future right next to each other, freaking same. It's just different angles. I don't know, but I agree with him on that now. I agree with him on that now. That Future is the future. All right. I mean, I think it's just gonna go back and forth from the clips I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying? I want to listen to that back half, and I want to pick some things out. Um, that were a different topic. You know what I'm saying? Because he did talk a lot about life. You know what I'm saying? Like this comment right here. He says, Kanye West says medication is killing our genius. You know what I'm saying? So he says toothpaste with fluoride in it. Just tons of stuff. And I mean, and he did tap on that. I kind of just hit on the music stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely want to tap on some of the more, what I'm saying, like deeper conversations that he came through at. But I think this has been enough. This has been a 40-minute conversation breakdown of the Drink Champs video. I appreciate y'all for clicking on this. Look, remember to like and subscribe so I could do more like breakdowns like this. Follow my Instagram, awesome underscore nobody. Check me out on Twitter, same name. And let me know in the comments, what else you guys want to do, or what else you guys would like to see. You know what I'm saying? Information. Where's that? Where's that information? Yeah, right there. Check me out. Check me out because I'm definitely breaking this down in an intelligent way. I'm awesome, and I just want you guys to know that you are too. So yeah, this has been a breakdown of Drink Champs Kanye West interview. This is your boy, awesome, and we out of here. Peace.